Hey everybody, welcome back. We're going to have another APA pool match. This one was also held July 11th, Mad Hippo Saloon in Kissimmee. My teammate Jonathan from our team, our 8-ball team, My Bad, versus George from Pool Party. Uh, we all play at Mad Hippo in Kissimmee every Thursday, as well as we all have 9-ball matches, 9-ball teams as well. That's a double Jeopardy format. Um, Jonathan versus George. Jonathan is a skill level 5, so he's going to have a race to 4. George is a skill level 4 and is going to have a race to 3 for this match. So getting ready for the lag, and here we go. And there's George up there at the top of the screen. Jonathan wins the lag on that one. George shows ahead and gets us all racked up and ready to go. I would play the background audio, but Mad Hippo is a fairly loud music kind of a bar, so we'll cut that out for copyright issues. Jonathan does like to take a more of a side break. Um, Most times he's going to go for a center break this time around. Nice break. Almost got the 8 in on the break. Looks like he broke dry though, so I don't put George up at the table. Not a lot of good choices here for George, so he's just going to try and get a legal hit on this 14. Manage it, but did not get to a rail, so ball in hand to Jonathan. He does like to take his time and make sure he's going after something he thinks he can run with. Besides solids, it's going to be the way to go. And does not make that first shot. It's going to leave it up to George and make the decision of who's got what. It's going to go ahead and put that 6 in. George is a pretty good shot. He has been up at skill level 5 before. He is currently ranked as a skill level 4. Doing a really good job of putting these all in. Not the easiest cut going into the side pocket when you're that close, but he manages it. Got the 7. Try a tough cut on the 3 here. Makes it. Nope. Did not make that 3. Sorry, but that pocket is not in the frame. Oh, no, excuse me, he did make it. He was just going to get something to mark his pocket. So made the 3. Just has to get the 8. And gets it. All right, George is up 1-0 now on the scoreboard. Really quick rack. Slightly from the side for George on his break here. Works out with a stripe right in. Continuing to put in some balls. This one here on the rail. And it hangs up in the pocket. One of the nicest things about playing at Mad Hippo, these are diamond tables, 7-footer diamonds, pro cut pockets, so we do get a chance to play on the same tables that if our team does make it to Vegas, we'll be working with there. Jonathan goes for a bank shot. Does not make it. Side shot, side ball. 10. George does have a tendency to put an awful lot of power behind his shots. Just misses the 11. Jonathan comes back up to the table. Jonathan misses getting the 5 in the corner. Gonna try and get that 11 to squeeze in past 5. Doesn't make it. Okay, waiting for Jonathan to get back to the table. Here he goes. Gonna take a shot at the 3. Oh, went for the 2. And another miss. George is going to put that 11 in. Worried he was going to follow that in. Put a little bit of top left on it. Keep out of following it into the hole. Now it's up to the 13. Gets that in just fine. Going for the side pocket again. There we go. Little close to putting that cue ball in, but not bad at all. All right. That'll put George up 2-0. A little bit of a loose rack. George does manage to get a ball or two in, though. With stripes. He's picking off the easy ones at this moment in time. That was an attempt to break up the cluster with some spin. Picking them off. Kind of running out of stuff to do with this cluster unless it continues to break it up more. Yeah, cue ball keeps the 13 from going in on that one, but got everything broke out now, so all of his balls are in the clear. Jonathan back to the table. Now, this was a moment in which George's team told Jonathan that he got ball in hand. They, for some reason, thought that George was supposed to be shooting at solids, but he was shooting stripes, and he hit a stripe first. But at this point in time, his team declared ball in hand for him. There's a bit of a discussion here at this point as to how to proceed. We went with, since Jonathan was told he had ball in hand, that he would go ahead and take the ball in hand and shoot it that way. And he's just trying to figure out how he wants to try and make this run. Jonathan does a really good job of thinking through how things are laid out on the table and how he wants to approach. Looks like he's going to go after the 2 next. Comes back down. Unfortunately, I don't think that 6 goes by the 13 cleanly. Might be able to put the 7 into the side from here. Jonathan thinks that 6 will go through. And it hung in the pocket. Did get past 13 without moving it though, so. Charge lines up and a little too much power that might have gone. You can see he was trying to get back for his next shot, but Jonathan's lining up to try and do the 1-6 combo. Makes that. If this were me right now, I would probably continue with the 4, back to the 1, and then to the 7 to get myself lined up for the 8 on the side. Jonathan's going to go with a 4. Nice stop shot. Looks like he's lining up to do the 7. And he gets it. Almost a little too hard. Almost got back behind the 8 ball, but he's got a good lineup on the 1. Bumps the 13. And lines up for the 8 into the corner. And gets the 8 just fine. That'll make our score 1 for Jonathan, 2 for George. George is on the hill. Jonathan needs 3. All right. Jonathan's going to go for a center ball break again. Nicely spread out. Taking his time, trying to figure out where he wants to go from here. Looks like he's going to take a shot at safety. Looks pretty good. Doesn't look like he left George with much to shoot at. Oh, and George bumps the cue ball, calls the foul on himself. Jonathan gets ball in hand. He's going to line up on that 10. Not sure what he's headed for after that one. Quite a bit of bottom on that one to slide out for. What's he going to shoot at next? Looks like he's still trying to move that 15 off the rail, possibly. Unless he thinks it'll go past the 1. I don't see the space for it there. Although he does on occasion try and do a cross bank where you would be shooting to get that 15 into the bottom right corner pocket. That is what he's going for. 8 ball gets in the way. Pretty crowded table for that kind of a cross bank, but he went for it. George rockets the 3 into the corner. Going for the 1 now. Oh. Try and clean up this area down below. Not sure if that is exactly what he wanted to happen. That bump with the 13, I think, took him away from where he really wanted to be. Trying to get back for either the 6 or the 5 up there. I'm going to try and move the 2. Good attempt. It was right up against the 15 though, so real hard to put that into the corner from there. Jonathan lines up on 13, doesn't make it in the corner. Putting George back on the 6. His biggest trouble ball right now is that 7 up near the 11. See what it does, try and get on it. Definitely believe he wanted to be a little bit more up table for this next shot. Yeah. Okay, once more with Jonathan to the table. Went for a safety on the 15. I think he really wanted to hide the cue ball behind it. Didn't quite make that happen. Giving George the ability to hit the 7 without too much trouble. I'm not sure where he might put it from there, but there you go. I'm sitting into the 12. Safety of his own. And Jonathan rattles the 15 into the side, but doesn't go down. And this was a bit of a contention here during this match. George feels like he touched the 7. Jonathan doesn't. From what I can see on the video, I don't see it having contacted the 7 at all, but without someone to watch the shot, a neutral party, when these sorts of things come into question, the rules state the call goes to the shooter, and he feels he touched the 7, so it is not a ball in hand. Jonathan gets 15 into the corner, just lining up. Looks like he's going to go for the 13 and try and move some stuff around a bit. Didn't get in touch with any other balls. Going to go for the 14 on the side this time. Needs to try and get the 11 moved. The 12 will go on the side or in one of the other corner pockets, depending on where he's at. That 11 is in there. The 5 and the 7 kind of blocking access. 14 goes down easy. Jonathan goes for the safety. Makes a good shot. George is going to have to kick at this unless he can get that 5 ball and just clip it. I'd be a little worried about the scratch if I was going to attempt that. And went for a kick, did not hit anything. Okay. Jonathan's trying to see whether or not he can get the 12 to go past, get into the corner. Doesn't look good from my angle. Changes his mind. He calls for a timeout. Going to discuss his options here with the other Jason on our team. During my match, I was talking with one. We've got 2 Jasons, Jason B and Jason W. Jason W here is giving him some ideas of where he can go and what kind of a shot he can make to do a safety. Not really planning on getting anything anywhere here with this, except for possibly the 11 up in the corner and kick the 12 out. Sometimes a fresh set of eyes really helps. Jonathan was pretty obsessed with getting it down on one end of the table, and Jason pointed him in the opposite direction. Nicely done. Fortunately, this next one's got a bit of an angle. I would have a really difficult time getting this all the way down. Jonathan's much better at these sorts of shots than me. Does overcut it, however. So we're just going to get this 7 down the rail. Five is really dead, almost dead center of the table, so he's got all kinds of options with that. Chooses to go for the side, and nice speed control on the cue ball. Lines himself up for the 8 ball. Marks his pocket. Rockets it on in. That will end that match. Thanks, everybody.